This is a guide to stage 5 of the Greenbelt Relay. Stage 5 is our longest stage at 13.5 miles, and it's worth knowing some of the navigational parts because some parts of it are difficult for us to mark on race day. So we start in Great Kings Hill by the cricket green, and very shortly after the start we turn left through a stile and into a field. So this is the start here, lining up, and then this here is we duck into this footpath on the left. We go through that stile that you see there and across that field. That leads us to a road called Cockpit Road. We run down there briefly and over this junction that you see here, and straight across. You should see some marshals to help you across there. Now that takes us for the best part of 2 miles along that road, until we turn off onto the South Bucks Way, which is a footpath. So this is what you see when you're getting towards South Bucks Way. The road bears left, we bear right, we go through that gate, and after that it's dead straight. So you run between some trees at first and then out into some wide open fields, and you carry straight on, and you can see the village of Little Missenden down below you. And you keep going straight across the crest of the hill through the fields until at 2.7 miles you get to a hedgerow. This is what you can see coming up here. So there's a hedgerow ahead of you. We bear right and cut the corner across the field. We carry on parallel to the hedgerow for, I don't know, maybe 50 yards, and then we turn left. And then the key point here, and why there are marshals here, is that we need you to stop. So there's a hedgerow here leading onto a road. It's not a particularly busy road, but you can't see much, and do be careful here. So that road takes us into the village of Little Missenden. We don't take the South Bucks Way here. We take a diversion to go through the middle of the village. That's what that arrow is indicating on that photo there. This is the middle of Little Missenden. We turn right, go past a couple of nice pubs, and then we head back onto the South Bucks Way on this footpath that you can see ahead of you here. And that takes us another couple of miles to Amersham Cricket Club at the 5 mile mark. This here is a picture of Amersham Cricket Club. We aim to turn left out of this gate that you see here and then round the cricket club. This is our race adjudicator David Clark showing you the way, and so we run round the edge of that cricket field. That takes us to a tarmac road here, just past the cricket club. That takes us around this estate which is called Shardalows, and that leads us eventually to turn left and out of Shardalows through this big heavy iron gate that you can see here. And what we're looking for now is a footpath straight ahead of us in the gap between these trees. You should see some marshals here too, but this is the footpath. We go into these trees. That leads us onto a footpath which leads down to a little stream. We run parallel to the stream. All the runners will want to duck their heads here a little bit. It's quite low. This footpath carries on parallel to a busy road. Don't cross the road there, just run parallel to it. And this footpath bears left slightly and eventually becomes the pavement of the old main road into Amersham Old Town. This is now getting towards the 6 mile mark of the race. Amersham Old Town looks a bit like this. You will see marshals ahead of you here. Take care crossing this little mini roundabout, and then right after the mini roundabout we're looking to turn left into a churchyard. So this is it here. You will see marshals here helping you out and probably a drink. You can see the church on your left there. We're going to take this path here, keeping the church to our left, and that's going to take us to a little footbridge over a stream, and then turning right to run parallel to that stream, the stream on your right and the graveyard on your left. Now at 6.2, so we're now at 6.2 miles. At 6.3 miles ish, we're now going to run that footpath runs out, and then we're going to veer away from the stream. That's this path here. We're going to veer away from the stream and run diagonally up across a hill, across some fields. Now this is what you can see here. We will try and mark this because the farmer doesn't always mark the footpath particularly clearly, but essentially if you carry on as I'm heading here pretty much straight on, you can see the footpath here, and that's the path that we're going to take. That leads us up to the Martyrs Memorial and a big white house. We're going to take the footpath to the right of the big white house, which you can see here, and this is what it looks like in real life. So head for that big tree by the big white house, down onto a narrow footpath between fences, and there at the bottom of that you really need to stop, because that goes across quite a busy road. You'll see some marshals here. You cross that road and onto another narrow path between houses, and that takes you to 6.9 miles, where that footpath emerges from the fences onto just pavements along Stanley Hill Avenue, and then left, as you can see here, onto a main road. And where that takes us is to this point here, where we cross under a railway bridge and cross a little mini roundabout. It's quite busy this, but there's a mini roundabout, so the traffic isn't moving very fast, and you should see some marshals there. And that takes us into a road called Rahn's Road, which runs parallel to the railway on the other side. That's what you can see here. It goes over a little footbridge. It then gets to a farm, and this is worth paying attention because it's hard for us to mark this bit on race day. So when you get to the farm, it looks like this. You see houses ahead of you. Bear left here, take care of the cattle grid there. Bear left, so you now got the farm to your left, and there's a path straight ahead. There's a little road really, which then turns into a footpath straight ahead between some fields. This is the point where it becomes a narrower footpath, and we're heading into some woods that you can just about see ahead of you here. Now, when you get to these woods, the key point is here you need to fork right. This is a much shorter route, and this is our race route. As I say, it's not very easy for us to mark this, so that's worth remembering. And that takes us at 8.5 miles. Basically, it runs through Lane Wood. This is what Lane Wood looks like. There are a couple of styles, but it's fairly clear. And this is what the end of Lane Wood looks like, where we turn left into Bell Lane. There will be marshals and a water station at this point too. We run down Bell Lane and then turn right, and then we run past a farm called Latimer Park. And as soon as we're past the farm, we're looking for a kissing gate or stile on the left at 9.1 miles. And that gate there takes us to the Chess Valley Walk, which crosses over the River Chess. That's what you can see here. There's a nice little weir here on either side. And we follow the main path here. There are a few gates and kissing gates and so on to the right and left. We're going to carry on along this main tarmacked path here. So keep going along this lane through these fields until you get to the gate at the end, and then run through the gate on your right, and then turn right onto the road. When you get to Latimer, this is what you can see. We're going to go down Church Lane there, and then we're going to turn left, and that takes us on to Flaundon Hill. There's a long road to 11.1 miles, followed by quite a steep climb up to the village of Flaundon. When you get to Flaundon, there is a crossroads which you cross, which you can see here, and that takes you on a descent down to a place called Hog Pit Bottom, which is a T-junction, and we're going to take the footpath that you can see opposite into the woods. That takes us for about half a mile through the woods to the 12-mile mark, where then we turn right at the end of that section, which is here, on to Holly Hedges Lane, which becomes Ollybury Lane. There's one turn off to the left that you can see here, which actually we do take in some races, but it's actually quicker to carry on along this road here until you see a humpback bridge sign and the road bearing right. And then as soon as we get to that bit, we turn left back into the woods. So that's coming up here. And that takes us to a path through the woodlands. But the only tricky bit of which is that there is a left-hand fork at one point. The simple instruction is to follow the yellow arrows. The marker here is showing you that point. There is a yellow arrow there at the top of that post. Follow that one, and that will take you to the top of this hill, where you will emerge here, where you can see a farm below you, and you follow the footpath down towards that farm and to a road. Now, that when you reach that road, you turn left and you get to this junction, which is signposted Buck Hill. That is the final climb and then run into the finish at Chipperfield, the finish being right by the Two Brewers pub. And here's a couple of our runners in a recent race showing you what it's like to finish stage 5, and that's it. So I hope that's useful and good luck.